Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, do you remember Crab Rave? A wonderful song developed by Noise Storm Limited captured the hearts of many men and women alike 5 years ago, as it became one of the memes that truly never dies, as we constantly see the music used even today. I even had it as a ringtone a while ago. That was interesting. I bet all my friends thought that was really cool and funny and totally not annoying. But Dakosity, why are you talking about Crab Rave? Well, the creator of Crab Rave developed a very funny game based off of the video, you know, the music, the song. Well, I know you must be thinking, well, this game has to be some sort of cash grab licensed garbage. No. It's actually good. And today I'm gonna deep dive into the game to show you just how good and fantastic it really is. I hope you like crabs with guns and grenades and explosions and a whole just slew of nonsense. So, my friends, join me as we embark in this wonderful journey into the game of Crab of Champions. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button because I desperately need some kind of validation in my life. I'm begging you, please. I am halfway to being monetized on YouTube again. I need it. I promise I will make good content for you. I promise. Without further ado, let's just hop right in. Now, what the hell is Crab of Champions? Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. I mean, that's why you're watching the video, right? Released on April 1st. Yes, that's right. They released this game on April Fool's Day. I'm assuming people thought it was just a joke. It wasn't, and it's actually good. So you control a crab, obviously. I mean, what else were you gonna do? You navigate through exotic islands, battling enemies such as ants, other crabs, blowfish, slugs, giant skulls, and whatever the hell this thing is. All the while collecting loot to upgrade your crab's melee, grenades, and rocket launcher or other guns, like flamethrowers, a desert eagle that shoots seagulls, laser cannons, blade launchers. You get a Thor's hammer now in the newest update. That's pretty cool. All the while running around in this high-speed, high-action, high-octane, run-based roguelike shooter, baby. It's literally just like Risk of Rain 2, but with crabs. It's actually kind of hilarious how good the movement is. I cannot exacerbate that enough. You are just surfing like in CSGO all over the place constantly. And then you can, for some reason, when you aim down your gun, only certain guns have the aim down feature, by the way, because some of them are akimbo, you know, dual wield, as you Halo people would like to say. When you hold down the aim down button, you can literally just like freeze midair and slow-mo so you can aim better. It's so many weird little things in this game that are funny. So let's hop into the game mechanics a little bit more, shall we? So how exactly does the normal run in Crab of Champions go? So you hop in, you're in the hub world, you can pick out your guns, equipment, grenades, melee weapons, etc. And you walk up and select your difficulty. Now I forgot to mention earlier, but there is multiplayer. You can play with your friends here, in both the normal game doing normal runs, or there's even a duel mode now. They recently added PvP to one of the mini games. There's also an arcade or horde mode, but those are boring compared to PvP, am I right? Horde and arcade are just basically different ways to play the original game, whereas PvP could be this whole separate thing. I'm really excited to see where they go with that. But yeah, you pick the difficulty. You can increase the difficulty even more by selecting certain modifiers. Like, for example, making more elite enemies spawn, having the option to even fight bosses mid-run before the actual boss happens. Adding these modifiers and increasing the difficulty increases your rewards. So a general level is that you spawn in and it tells you either to kill a certain amount of enemies or to survive for a certain amount of time. Some of these enemies can freeze you, stun you, one-shot you pretty much, and overall you constantly have to be on your feet. Spraying and praying is the name of the game here. There are rocks that you could blow up that either give you crystals, create an orb of fire in the general area where it is, or gas, or electricity. I think there's electricity. I don't actually remember that part. Black holes, or just a general giant explosion that would just knock everything out of its path. After a level finishes, you can run up and grab your chest, pick an upgrade, and head on to the next stage, which you get an option for picking 2 of them. Occasionally, you'll get a stage that says ×2, where if you meet a certain criteria in that stage, you'll get an extra chest to choose from. Now, mind you, the challenges here are usually crazy. The hardest ones, in my opinion, are the flawless victory ones, but there's also 1-shot 1 kill for everyone, homing missiles whenever you kill an enemy, so they'll just spawn spikes that come right at you after you kill them, double enemies, triple enemies, more elites, armored enemies, exploding enemies, etc, etc, etc. And then at the end of the run, you usually get an option to go to the shop and then fight a boss. And every 3 bosses, you have the option to end the run or continue the loop. Ending the run makes you the Crab Champion, and then after of which you can spend the keys that you got for beating the bosses to unlock new weapons, new grenade modules, new melee weapons, and eventually upgrades. Kind of like how in Binding of Isaac, you eventually slowly develop more upgrades as you go along. You don't have access to all the upgrades right away. At least that's what I assume is happening, because once you have everything unlocked, you start unlocking things that I've never seen before in the, actual upgrade pool. So I'm assuming that's what's happening. I could be wrong there though. But that's what it looks like. That's what's happening. Anyway, on to customization and development. So right now, customization is not that deep. You unlock skins for doing certain things in the game. The skins are interesting looking. You just make your crab different colors with different, camouflage things or something, little different patterns and such. The main customization here is how you actually build your build every run, kind of like how Risk of Rain and Binding of Isaac works. So it's not like you're missing out on customization, it's just gonna be different every single time you play. And it's usually more so around your play style rather than how you look. Though in the future, they did say that they were gonna add more skins, etc, etc. The game is constantly being updated. The dev is very active on Twitter. And like I said before, we just recently got a huge update that added even the ability to edit grenades and your melee weapons. Before, we just had the melee attack, but now we have a dagger and a hammer. The hammer's really cool. Obviously, it's not hard to tell that Neusturm was very inspired by other roguelike games and aimed to make a challenging and fun experience. And I think, personally, he nailed that very well. On to the updates and features. This game's been updated a decent amount since it came out in April. Critical hits, damage adjustments, health regeneration, the general update stuff. But then they also added new weapons like the flamethrower, the arcane staff, and just recently, like I said before, the whole melee and grenade rework pretty much, as well as adding mini games to the game, such as PvP. It's a good indicator that the dev is clearly very into the game and wants to make it the best he possibly can make it, which is always a good sign for stuff like this. I'm very happy my favorite crab game is getting so much love from its dev. I cannot wait to see where it goes in the future. On to reception and community feedback. The game was met with positive reviews, sharing a similar opinion to myself. It's just honestly just a good time. It's gaming in its rawest form. You're a crab with a gun mowing down enemies like it's Doom. The power progression just feels amazing. You go from being kind of weak to still being able to do some cool stuff, and then eventually you just hit a point where you're just holding down left click and mowing down everything on sight. There's so many particles on your screen, you don't even know what's going on. And that just feels incredible. It has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, by the way. Shocker there. It's a very successful commercial game. But that about wraps it up. There's not much else to talk about. It's very simple, but very fun game. In conclusion, I hope you try it out or at least give it a little bit of a look. If you already know what it is and already play it, let me know in the comments below. Are you an enthusiast of the crab genre? Let me know about your experiences with other crab games, potentially even, because I know when Knights of the Deep come out, I'm gonna be playing that too. That looks just incredible. It's like a crustacean fighting game. Anyway, like and subscribe. Thanks for your time, really. I really do appreciate it. Happy New Year! I hope you like my shirt, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!